Hi, and welcome to episode 11 of the Lit Minute with me, Professor Stephanie D. Johnson, also known as The Write, WRITE, Professor. This is episode 11. Authors Are Lit Part 2. In this episode, joining me is Jeffrey Banks, poetically known as Big Homey.
That's right.
Emerging artist in the DC metro area, also travels to share his spoken word pieces throughout the country. Welcome, Jeff.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining me today. Pleasure to have you. I just have a few questions for you.
Okay.
Who or what inspired you to become a spoken word artist?
Well, when I was growing up in Tampa, that's part of my ties, I would write songs. Several years after I graduated high school, after some life instances, I started writing again. And because open mics were becoming popular and more popular, there's a whole lot of them in the DC area, started performing, and some people can say the writing is cathartic. One of my favorite writers, young adult author Jason Reynolds. So he's my favorite poet, even though he's getting a lot of shine doing stuff with Marvel and Disney, and he recently had an interview on CBS this morning. There's a lot of things with that with him and his novel writing, and I'm so happy that he got nominated for an NAACP award for this coming year as well. So he's one of my biggest inspirations as far as just being able to connect. When I saw just me being me, how I was able to minister and be inspirational with my poetry, that's how it kind of came to form, and the alter ego Big Homey, that kind of also caught form too. So I was able to grow that brand for the number of years which I've been doing it.
Awesome, and I've been able to see your progression over several years now.
Yes.
When you shared with me the CD that you had out some years ago.
Right.
Have you recorded anything else since then?
I've not recorded a new CD, but I have had, especially this past year, it's been a blessing of traveling places. So awesome. Within this past year, having a chance to do California, several dates here in Florida, I've done Texas, I've done stuff all up and down the East Coast. Yeah.
So today you'll be sharing a piece with us entitled Second Chance.
Right.
What was who was the inspiration for you writing that piece?
Considering we're in the holiday season, Thanksgiving just passed, and we're approaching with Christmas, it's known as homeless season. So the second chance is the thoughts of the homeless. Since 2003, I have worked with the homeless community, mostly in Washington, D.C. So with that, there's a whole lot which I've seen as far as what's classified as the face of homelessness. A lot of people are very linear in their thinking, and they think that, that's just, do people say wino anymore, but still that people might have alcohol problems or substance, and that's only a small microcosm. So, I mean, I've seen educated people who sleep on crates in DC in the winter time. So seeing things from prostitution, people sleeping in their cars, people doing all sorts of things that you can imagine. So that I incorporate all of that into one poem. So when they hear the words and once they hear what's going on, that's what I channeled, and that opportunity has been blessed to touch a lot of people. My brotherhood, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, they do Sleep Out for the Homeless. I've done that since 2009. I've also received some funding within the Washington, D.C. area to do some stuff with some churches which I was ministerially associated with. So it's a vast need out there, but from what you see inside the shelters, what you see on the streets, and it's great that you give food and clothes during Thanksgiving and Christmas, but I mean, this goes on year round. And I didn't realize till a few years ago how serious of a problem that is here.
How has spoken word shaped your ministry? And your ministry, how has it shaped your spoken word?
When I met Professor Johnson at the Howard University School of Divinity, it definitely has been my ministry. A lot of people who listen to me may not go into church, but they'll come and listen to me at a coffee house. Yes. Thankfully, alcohol is not a vice for me, so that if I perform in a bar where a lot of people aren't willing to go to speak and outreach, I'm able to speak to people there. So it's been an awesome ministry tool for a lot of cross marking, because a lot of people since Love Jones, which is like 20
Yes,
years,
I
where
remember Love Jones.
everybody loves Love Jones. When I'm able to cross it with the Greek market, when I'm able to cross it, I've performed on like 2 dozen college campuses. So thankfully, hopefully there's no gray showing. But still, the fact that I'm a little young enough to go ahead and connect with the collegiates. So with that, performing for their open mics and talking about business, it's been an opportunity to do a lot of building. Even when I preach sermons from the pulpit, that's the thing that set me apart. Of I don't sound like the hooping preacher. I'm able to teach to a point, but that sets me apart, realizing that there's so many people who black preach from a certain way. So I'm definitely thankful for what God's instilled in me, and that as I continue to learn and be a conduit and be a vessel, a living epistle, that I'm able to speak accordingly from there. You see, I need more than shelter. I need to be held and I need to be loved. Lord, up above, this pain just seems too much. Right now, I'm asking you just for a touch and for you to show me your love. The things I discover as I'm out on these streets, the people I meet, they entertain my soul. They think that I'm bold because of what I ask. No, they don't know when was the last meal that I ate, and Lord, I still wait for shelter. You are my protection in storm. In the blizzard, you keep me warm, but I checked out a long time ago. It may seem like I beg, but what you don't know is that I need more than a house. A house is not a home, and night after night I sleep out here alone. Unless I see bills, you see. Having no money kills, and although it's a bitter pill to swallow, my heart is hollow because I need a touch. But since you, America, don't care so much, you showed my worth on this earth. I hustle for 5 and I hustle for 10. I sell my body, so does that mend my broken heart? No, it's just the start of the dark hole. I'm not mentally well. You walk by me and you think that I smell by choice. Can you hear my voice crying out for help? Please don't put me on the shelf. Do I have to commit a crime to get some quality time and attention? Did I mention that prison has 3 square meals in the roof? Who really cares if I'm aloof? I'm used to being alone. And although I don't condone crime, the cell gives a quality peace of mind in a Willie Lynch way. The imprisoned mind is where I've stayed, so the only way I can escape is to take a hit. I am tired of this now. Anything to numb the pain. A drug, a drink is not in vain, because I hope that this misery will stop. This person I am not. But you don't know this. So you go and diss me and my intellect, failing to give me respect when I have 3 college degrees. The employers, what they fail to see are my college loans. Now, I don't condone crime, but when I spend so much time for naught, tell me please what it is that I ought to do. I am so through. Because of Willie Lynch, I sleep on this bench because the shelters aren't safe. The little that I make is stolen. So you with the Benz who is rolling, how about a job? How about some love? I learned of this Jesus that you're speaking of. On earth did the King of Kings bling bling? Or was he among the least of these and his joy was strange? Birds and foxes have their own beds, but where did the Son of Man lay his head? I really want better. I want to do right. So as I write this letter and I continue to fight for my voice to be heard, you see, when you take the time to say just one word. You have the power to change my life. A kind gesture, some love is in darkness but light. And I need to get out of this tunnel. Not go down into this funnel because of what Willie Lynch said. Please free my imprisoned head from the darkness and circumstance. Please don't strip me of my pants and emasculate me. Like in the 60s, I am a man. And I serve a God of a second chance. So won't you obey him and give that to me?
Jeffrey, thank you so much. I just have a few more questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
What are some ways that our audience can help bring more attention to and help out people experiencing homelessness, not just during the holiday season, but throughout the year, with some of those initiatives and programs that you mentioned?
Sure. Some ways you can easily do it. That when I first did outreach, my late mentor, the Reverend Harold L. Gray Sr., that we would do food bags every Monday night in Washington, D.C. And we would drive around the caravan and we would do food bags. We would prepare a hot dog, take like some fresh fruit or some things that were kind of wrapped so that remained sanitary, and we give out food bags. Some of them, they're there every week, but as we form a relationship, if we realize, oh, somebody's trying to go for a job, maybe we're able to help to get them a suit. Some of them, oh, I got a job, we're going to do construction. Maybe we're able to help them get boots. So those things, you have particular needs where we're able to directly service them. If you have a trusted relationship to where you can go ahead and donate money, do that. But if there's something to whereas, this is why I would advise, especially if you're new, that, my mentor was saying that we sent them out 2 by 2. So some people are like, oh, I really want to help, and then you're cornered and you're going by yourself. Mm-hmm. Some people, if you're naive, that might not be the wisest thing, but still that if you go in groups and trying to help, that's a great way to help. There are certain things you're able to go if your church or your civic organization or whatever you're able to do. Some things, some people form food pantries within their house or have particular clothing within their house, and then they're able to go ahead and give as such. And be connected to different newsletters. I've worked with the National Alliance to End Homelessness. They have a conference every year in DC. And they also do a family conference usually out west. I think it's in LA this year.
And how may our audience contact you for bookings and for additional information?
That sounds good. All right. So my stage name is Big Homey, Homey. For people who might be in my age group, that's like, homie, don't play that, because sometimes they spell I-E, but Big Homey Poetry. So it's Big Homey Poetry on Facebook, on Instagram. You can see my YouTube clips. So there, or you can do Big Homey Poetry at gmail.com. If you want to see my tweets, or if you want to see me on LinkedIn, it's Big Homey, Homey, just no poetry, but Big Homey. So, and my government name is Jeffrey Banks. So those are ways you can reach me. And I feel comfortable giving my phone number, 301-338-3453. Again, that's 301-338-3453. Call me, text me for bookings or whatever types of things you want to do to kind of community build. I write grants too, so holler at me, we'll work something out.
This has been episode 11 of The Lit Minute. Remember, reading is lit, so be lit.
Be lit.
Like Jeffrey, Big Homey.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi there. Are you enjoying my videos? Do you find them engaging, enriching, and mildly entertaining? If so, share me. Don't keep me all to yourself. I'd love to be able to share this knowledge with not only you, but with your family and your friends. So come along with me and invite others to join us as we stay lit together. Like, share my videos, and subscribe to my YouTube page. I'll be seeing you.